We're live here at Pendleton Heights, Indiana, for Battle of the Spartans versus Arabians. I'm Nathan Shaw, joined by Ron Wiley. Joining you here live tonight. Ron, we look at the Spartans, 4-0 in the season, the Arabians 0-4 in the season. A lot to talk about with this Spartan team this year.
It's exciting. I mean, there's an excitement with this team. We have to remember, though, a couple of years ago we started off 7-0 and winning games kind of like we were winning now, and then we kind of had a skid and went 14-9 for the season after that. So this is a one-game-at-a-time mentality that Kerry Brown wants the team to focus on, and we as fans should too. But I tell you, it's easy to get excited for this team.
And if you hear that from Coach Brown as well, he'll be the first one to tell you, take a game at a time and respect everyone, fear no one. That's one of the things we talk about the most with Coach Kerry Brown, being in the locker room around the team, hearing that from them firsthand, hearing that from the players firsthand, and this team knows how to humble themselves, and they know when to be humble, and they know when to look at another team and have a sense of fear, but not at the same time where they're not completely feared, we're not completely as scared of them, but they have enough tension where they're ready to play as hard as they can to get a win.
This is a team. This, I've said it before. Again, we're only 4 games in. This is the first road test against an 0-4, very hungry Pendleton Heights Arabians team. But this is a team. This may be Kerry Brown's best team. At least offensively, this is one of the best. And defensively, I put it up there with some of the best Kerry Brown teams overall. Again, this is only game 5. Got a lot more games to go. We got that Hall of Fame tournament coming up. But this is a good, fun team to watch.
Yeah, if you look at the Spartans, they're averaging 58.8 points per game, so nearly 60 right there. If you look at that, that's a 27-point per game difference compared to last year nearly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and, again, these first 4 games have been blowouts. It's easy to sit there and overlook some of the mistakes. That's when you really need to fix those mistakes. I talked about it during the game against Shelbyville. We had some moments where we were turning the ball over a lot. Granted, we were up 19 at one point, up 23 at the other. So if you're going to have times to make mistakes, that's the best time is when you have a big lead. But again, there's always something to improve. Kerry Brown talks about it 1% at a time, which means no matter if you win by 1 or win by 30, you need to improve the next game by 1%.
Well, Spartans scoring 65 and 64 in the previous 2 games against Rushville and Shelbyville, where they held Shelbyville to 37 and Rushville to 36, outscoring them by 28 against Rushville, as well as 28 against Shelbyville. So playing competitive and consistent, as you can see.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, what's consistent with this team is their defense, and their big test so far this year was against Delta, a very fast, physical team, and we beat them. I know we beat them by maybe double digits or maybe a little bit less than that, maybe 9. But, again, that's a highly ranked Delta team in 3A. And, we could cross paths with them later on in the season after the sectional if we get past that. But, again, right now we need to focus on the Pendleton Heights Arabians. And this is a team that's in desperate need of a victory.
Yeah, Delta being 2-2 on the season, Carnersville beating them by 9 that night a couple Saturdays ago, the Thanksgiving weekend Saturday. And the Carnersville Spartans have outshot a lot of teams by strength, conditioning, and shooting is one of the things we look at this team that really needs to improve on.
Well, I tell you, the mistakes that they have made has just been, turning over the ball. But their defense is such a smothering defense, and their transition game is the best that I've seen.
Yeah, their defense has been strong and aggressive, and you see it's almost they never lose pace when it comes to their defensive game. You look at them, and they're always smothering the other team. They're heavily contesting the other team's shots. Whenever one loses track of a player, the other one picks up, and then they switch. Yeah. So it's just consistency on the defensive end.
It is hard to drive against this team. It's hard to establish a shot in the paint against this team. They're quick to close the gap. They're quick to fill in. As you said, they switch off very well. But what I'm impressed with, again, is this may be the fastest team that we've seen as far as when they get a steal, they have guys down the floor, and the court vision of their guards, Toby Billups and Josh Williams, is outstanding.
Well, yeah, Toby averaging 6.5 assists per game, bumping that up by 1 assist per game, nearly averaging 7 this year, which is insane to me to look at. Josh Williams averaging 3 assists per game last year, being a guy who dress buster in a sense almost, where he rarely got minutes. You rarely see him out in the court, and it's almost like containing the dogs from barking at you.
Yeah, right.
Whenever it comes to Barron and Williams.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Lucas Barron was talking to his dad a little bit before the game, and he has seen it obviously with his son, and he's excited to see the growth and the maturity. But all of us are just amazed at how this kid took a leap from where he was last year. And Kerry talked about it on the sports show a couple weeks ago. He expected this last year from Barron. But again, we have a good problem that the Spartans have is depth. They had that last year, and they have it again this year where they're playing a deep team.
Yeah, incredibly deep team. One of the guys out tonight, Braxton Myers, who I know is listening from home, as he told me that he'd be out tonight, but he's listening from home, tuned into the game. So we want to give a shout-out to Braxton, his family, the Myers family, and Marlon Myers especially. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and get well soon, Braxton.
Yeah, that kid right there, Braxton Myers, he's such a fun kid. He's so fun to watch play. I never forget one of the first moments that he had when he was a freshman. Late in the game, got to shoot some free throws. His dad was there in the tunnel, and Braxton missed. I think he threw some bricks up there, and Eric was just, smiling real big. But, that kid, you talk about mature and growth on that kid. I mean, he's really grown and, had some adversity with his knee injury. Now he's out with a sickness. He'll bounce back and be 100%, no doubt.
For sure, yeah. And he's one of those guys who's a big presence depth-wise, as he's been averaging 6 points per game this season. And with him being out, that's definitely going to hurt the scoring column for the team, the rebounding column. It's going to hurt the team in a sense, and they're going to have to learn how to play without him, play without that 6th, 7th man on the bench.
What's awesome about him, Braxton, was during that Shelbyville game, I think all of his points came from just kisses off the glass. I mean, he found his way to get inside and was able to get some nice dishes from his teammates, and he was able to execute. But again, knowing where to be at all times, that's a skill that sometimes can't be taught. Braxton has it.
We look at the past 4 games from the Spartans, and the growth of this team has been insane. I mean, a lot of players scoring more, scoring less. Billups, one of those guys who scored a little bit less in the Union County game, only scored about 7 or 8, I believe, that game, about his scoring average from last year, and then went on to drop 13 against Delta, about 15 against Rushville, and 13 against Shelbyville. Now he's averaging 11 points per game, doing a solid job this season of kind of picking up from that slow start in the first game to now scoring more off of free throws, getting to the basket more, getting inside more, and learning how to score in other ways, and getting more shots going for him.
We saw that last year towards the end where he had a couple 20-point games like in a row. I mean, he's a general. I've said it before and I'll say it again. He's the general on this team. He's one of those kids that, that ship runs through him, and he is such a good leader. His teammates feed off of him, and again, it's a team-first attitude with this team. But I'd say he's probably the general without question.
And Caleb Sparks, one of those guys, averaging 31% field goal shooting this year, about 30% from 3. He's been struggling to shoot the ball well this season, only making about 2, and I believe both of those being in the Rushville game.
Yeah.
So he's been having a hard time this season getting his shot going, but that's going to happen early in the season. Having a long off season to prepare since March all the way to November, so that's already about 7 months right there.
He's a shooter, and they go through those moments. His other areas of the game have only improved. I mean, his defense. I mean, you'll see him on the floor. He's somebody that just lays his everything out. Again, his struggles. He's a shooter. He'll get back into it. A lot of shooters shoot their way back into it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You look at every shooter, and every shooter has a point where they struggle from the 3-point land, and they find their groove eventually. I mean, they could shoot 2 for 7 to start the season, 2 for 10 to start the season, 2 for 30 to start the season, and then pick up and automatically go like 20 for 30 for the rest of the season.
And Caleb's that type of kid. I mean, we saw it last year. He is. He's Caleb Sparks. He led our team last year in 3-point percentage, and would be surprised if he's not near the top at the end of the season.
Yeah, and Caleb, amazing player, averaging 2.5 points per game this season, 2.0 assists per game, and 1.5 steals per game. Let's look at Gage Brown, the starting center for the Spartans, 5.5 points per game. Seen a lot of growth out of him, averaging 1.4 points more per game. Last year, averaging around 4. He's picked up his slack a lot from last season, became a lot more confident of a player. You see him using his size and his height. I mean, not the bulkiest guy,
right?
One of the skinnier guys on the court, but you see he uses his height to his advantage.
Well, exactly, and he can defend against the smaller, quicker guys very well. We have seen the maturity from him, and we got to remember he took off his sophomore year. And came back his junior. I mean, he was doing camera for us his sophomore year.
Yeah.
And, his brother's senior year, he did camera for us, and I was always talking to him. He coming back and wasn't sure, and to see him back out there is exciting. And not only that, to see how much he's grown is even more exciting.
Yeah, he's definitely shown a lot more confidence as a person and as a player.
Yeah, he's a good
talking
kid.
to him all the time, talking to him frequently at school, and hearing how he talks as a person, he's a lot more confident in himself, and you can tell that a lot in his game as well. So that just comes as age comes. So time is gonna show growth in a lot of these players. And you look at a lot of these younger guys, Josh and Lucas, both averaging about 20 total. Lucas averaging 14.5 points per game. He's definitely shown a lot of growth as a player.
Lucas Berrien, I was talking to his dad before the game. Did you say Luke or Lucas?
Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas Berrien. I was talking to his dad before the game. His dad's right here in front of us, and I told him, I said, something that really that showed me something with him was during the Shelbyville game, the first time when we were to play them, and we ended up playing. We aired that game, the junior varsity game, because the Shelbyville varsity got quarantined, and they found out when they got off the bus that game was canceled, and he got to play. And he did this sick move where he drove the lane, and I think he did a couple flips. I mean, it was amazing the move he made to get the foul, to get the hoop in there. And I thought, my goodness, that kid, that's unbelievable. And he did a couple of those during that game, and his dad's eyes lit up because he said, yeah, that's showed me something. But again, go back to what we talked about earlier with this team and with him. The depthness, the deepness of the team last year, and even more so this year. It's going to be exciting to see who next year is going to stand up, who's not getting as much playing time on this team. And, Lucas Berrien is taking full advantage of his opportunity now.
Yeah, and Berrien, like you said, taking full advantage of his opportunity, being the leading scorer for the team, being the leading rebounder for the team as well at 4.5 rebounds per game. Well, the leading rebounder that's out there tonight, I believe Braxton has about 4.6, 4.7, but you look at Lucas, and, I mean, he shows a lot of athleticism. He shows a lot of promise to be something special in the next 2 years. And we're lucky enough that we have him for one more year after this, and then hopefully he goes somewhere to play college ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. I mean, he's one of those kids that and he's such a good kid. And every kid on this team's a good kid. I mean, every one of them's a good kid. I always try to spend some time and talk to some of the kids before. I always kid them around and tell them how good I thought I used to be when I wasn't back in the day. And, they get a chuckle out of that because, I look like a sumo wrestler now. But, Lucas is always one of those kids who's just very humble. And Josh, you mentioned Josh too. Josh, he's just he's fun to watch because it's like he's skating over the floor. I mean, he's just like he's just a little bit. He's got a little bit of air underneath him. He's smooth. He's got a beautiful touch on his shot. He's got the springs. I mean, you talk about Lucas excited that next year. It's good to have Josh and James for another year.
Yeah, Josh and James, both very agile players. James injuring his foot, I believe. Yes, yeah. Chipping one of his bones is what he said.
Is that what it was?
Chipping his ankle, yeah. And he was out for about 2 games against Delta, against Rushville. He did come back that Rushville game.
Yeah, I was going to say, he came back to his 2 games, and he was in a boot. We had that interview with Carey before, and get a second opinion. And, we thought he might have been out that weekend to see him play. I talked to him after one of the games. I said, how you feeling? He goes, well, now that I'm not moving around, it's hurting, which it generally happens. The adrenaline kind of masks the pain. And, he said he was feeling it, but, that kid, unless he's missing a leg, and he's going to be out there. And I'm sure, talk about that, Braxton, same thing. If he wants to play from home, if he could.
Yeah, he could. He definitely wants to. And you look at another guy, Carter Bodwell, coming off the bench for the Spartans, 4.8 points per game, leading the way in bench scoring besides Braxton, who's out tonight. And Carter has definitely grown a lot, averaging around 2 or I believe it was 1.5 points per game last year.
Yeah, his three-point shooting has been very, very good this year. You give him an open shot from three, he's going to take it every time and make it a lot of the time. His defense for a kid that's 5'7", typically is always the smallest guy on the floor. He plays just like he's the tallest guy on the floor. He definitely is one of the players that has the biggest heart on the floor, and his defense is just it's smothering.
Yeah.
If I were big, I wouldn't want him to guard me. He's very fast and quick, and he's the engine that will.
Well, I remember in middle school he was the fastest mile time runner. He would always run laps around all of us in middle school. So
the mile.
Yeah, the mile. Whenever we'd run that from middle school, and even in elementary school, when I went to school with him in elementary, he'd run laps around us like it was nothing. So he's always been one of those quicker guys, shorter guy in the court, but obviously has a lot of heart and a lot of motivation to play strong.
He's got more energy than Energizer Bunny. I mean, you see him out there. I think I'm losing weight myself just watching him. I mean, he is again, fun kid to watch, and he's a good kid too. I mean, just a real good kid.
You look at the Spartans, and this is their first away game of the season, having a 4-game homestand. And next Saturday, I believe, or so, will be their second. Will be their first home game back after this little quick road trip of 1 game. So, quick little road trip for the Spartans, but first time.
Next week, the Friday game is at South Dearborn.
So Friday at South Dearborn,
so
back-to-back weekend.
So two games and then back home. But the second half of the season is where there's a lot more away games.
For sure, there's a lot more away games, and because you open up the season at the Spartan Bowl, you don't want to open up the season any other way.
No,
I mean, for any home team, you don't want to.
I think there may be a federal law that states that we have to start the game, except when there's a pandemic, at Spartan Bowl against Union County. That should be. As here, what's amazing, again, this is the first home game of the season, or first away game of the season, and the crowd on which the camera is showing the home side, but we're filled up over here. It is amazing.
Yeah, we have a lot of fans here for the Spartans, obviously. I mean, a lot of family fans, a lot of friend fans. I mean, we have about 10% of the cheer block here tonight. For the Spartans, filling up the crowd. So I was talking to them before the game. They're excited. Showed them my stat book, and they're looking at that, and they're like, you keep all this before the game, and just surprised about it. So they're very excited. Everyone's very excited. It's the first Spartans away game of the season. We're excited to see how well they can perform and if they can continue on their success on the road as well.
I'm excited to see your documentary.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that at the end of the year. We need to do a big premiere.
We do need to do a big premiere. That'd be exciting. I believe if everything goes right, it should be releasing December 22nd after all the away games. So
we need to.
We'll be airing that December 22nd. But we'll talk more about that and more about the game once tip-off hits. We'll be right back after this short break.
Union Savings and Loan is an old-school community bank founded in Connorsville in 1892 and still locally owned and operated today. Union Savings and Loan offers hometown service with great rates on CDs and deposit accounts and local loan approvals when you need financing. They also have a trust department. And with 2 locations in town, downtown at 730 Central Avenue and uptown at 500 West 30th Street, Union Savings and Loan is truly Connorsville's hometown bank. Union Savings and Loan, people you know, neighbors you trust.
Coach, you have a hot start to the season, 4-0 so far. What's been the motivating factor for you guys?
We're just trying to get better along the way. If we win games, that's great. But the most important thing is that we're getting better as a team, offensively, defensively, and we're far from where we want to be or what our product looks like at the end of the year.
So far, you guys have played pretty well as a team, but obviously a lot of things to clean up. What have you looked at so far for this team that you guys need to clean up?
Well, we didn't rebound the ball very well last game. We're still making too many turnovers. Be nice to
And we're back from that interview. you look at Coach Kerry Brown, he talks about respect everyone, fear no one, and he talks about Pendleton playing a lot of tough teams, Spartans being on that end of as well, being ranked 16 in the state, ranked 3 in the 3A, moving up 2 spots in the rankings just previously this last week.
16 overall?
16 overall in the state.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
And 3rd in Class 3A, so big shot here this season.
Yeah, and tell you, that Hall of Fame tournament coming up is going to it's packed. You got Homestead and Indianapolis Cathedral. I can't think of the well we play Westfield. So I mean, 3 of those teams are ranked in the top 10 of 4A, and then we're top 3 3A. So I mean that's at Newcastle. That's going to be an incredible loaded tournament.
That's going to be a huge testament to how well the Spartans can be if they can hold themselves accountable and hold themselves to a tight game or even a win against teams like Homestead, Cathedral, and Westfield all having, I mean, you look at Homestead, it's either Homestead or Cathedral that has Fletcher Lawyer, who's going to Purdue next year.
I don't know which one, but I will say playing the teams that have D1 players can, no matter win or lose, it will grow our team. And especially being in that tournament with those teams shows the respect that the Spartans have.
When you look at last year, whenever we played Lawrence North, being able to hold themselves close to a game against guys like CJ Gunn, who's playing D1 for IU next year. Even they'll be playing them later on this year. And you look at a team like, well, as well as Lawrence North having DJ Hughes, who's going on to play Butler this year. So the Spartans are able to hold a close game against a lot of these good, outstanding athletes and show that they're outstanding athletes as their own. But we look to now and see how well they can play against a team like Pendleton Heights with Jamison Dunham, who has a D1 brother who played for Butler. And we'll be right back after the starting lineups. We're back as the national anthem just ended, and you look already, the excitement's in the air, and you look at this team of the Spartans looking to play well tonight away for the first time this season. The starting lineups will be announced with Josh Williams, Toby Billis being at the guard position, Caleb Sparks and Lucas Barron at the forward position, and Gage Brown at the center spot.
Yeah, our normal lineup.
And we'll look at Pendleton Heights for their starting lineup. Jamison Dunham, number 3. Number 14, Luke Candiano. Aaron Cookston, number 20. And Josiah Gustin, number 34. So we look at the starting fives for both teams. Both teams looking to play outstanding tonight. Both teams looking to keep it tight and play well.
Yeah, you got to think there may be some nerves for the Spartans playing their first away game. Spartans definitely, have the talent to on paper, they're the favorites without question, but this Arabian team, obviously going to be very hungry.
As Gustin wins the tip for the Pendleton Heights Arabians.
Man, he got up there quick to get that tip. Very simple.
Gets it inside, lays it up for Pendleton Heights as Billups will take the ball up the court for the Spartans.
Yeah, that was a very simple move. A couple dribbles, go inside against Lucas and kiss it off the glass.
There'll be foul called
not
on the
sure
floor.
Who they're going to call that on. Yeah, going to be foul on number 21, Braden Knitz.
The Sparks will inbound the ball in the Gage Brown. That'll be a turnover against the Spartans.
No, it's going to be the Spartan ball. It was out on Pendleton Heights. Again, lackadaisical first couple plays from the Spartans.
Back behind the half-court line to Billups. The turnover there almost looked like it was out on the Spartans. Looked like it kicked off a Gage Brown shoe, but looks we're off from here.
Yeah, as long as the guy in Seabrook calls the way we want it to call.
Sparks with the ball. Williams out to Billups.
Spartan's very patient right now, trying to establish something. That's something we haven't seen too much all season, a very, slow offense.
Billups looks to drive inside, out to Williams. Williams contested, shoots and scores. Gave him some eye drops with that one as that was right in his eyes.
Yeah, that was, he just didn't hesitate, though. That's why, Josh Williams is one of those fearless players.
Josh will open up the scoring column for the Spartans as Gustin will score it inside.
Yeah, that guy split the defense very quickly.
Barron up the court. He looks like he may have been fouled. Be a foul against.
Yeah, Barron strong to the line, drew the foul, got to hit these free throws.
Barron at the charity stripe. Wants to get some easy buckets here. Misses his first.
Yeah, I like how his teammates, don't worry about it. Get the other one.
On the second attempt, he swishes it. Dunham will take the ball off the court, the 12.8 point per game scorer for the Pendleton Heights Arabians. Barron looking to steal the ball. He gets it. Tipped by Pendleton.
Yeah, Pendleton's been getting inside the first 3 times against the Spartans with ease. The defense from Barron there squashed that one, forced that turnover.
Billups to take the ball up the court.
Again, slow up the court.
Barron from downtown. Shoots it. Bounces around, looks to wiggle around, doesn't go in for him.
Yeah, that took a couple trips around the glass, and Gage jumped a little too early to get that rebound.
Gustin.
Yeah, they're going to call Josh on that.
Foul called against Josh Williams there. Be Pendleton ball, they'll inbound it. As Cookston will inbound. He floats it up for Gustin.
Yeah, I don't think Gustin knew it was coming, or he was distracted, but it landed perfectly in his hands.
Kendiano out to Dunham.
Yeah, nice defense there from the Spartans.
Gustin shoots it contested by Brown. He switches it right in Brown's eyes. 7-4 is the score now.
Yeah, again, that was a contested shot. He took it and made it just like Josh on his.
Sparks contested, shoots. Doesn't score. He'll be out of bounds against the Spartans.
I like the shot from Caleb. Open like that, you're going to tell him to shoot every time. You know, he'll catch fire here very, very soon. Tonight would be a good time for that to happen.
Dunham, pump fakes. Back to Cookston. Out to Dunham again. Guarded by Billups. Condiano looks to post up Sparks.
But that went off his foot. Nice defense from Lucas to steal. I mean, that was robbery right there.
Deep
nice
on the court.
Defense.
Armed robbery right there.
Yeah.
It's Billups out to Barron from three. He's 0 for 2 on the night from three-point land.
Yeah, not getting the rebound, not getting the offensive rebound. One shot done, not giving ourselves any extra opportunities. Got to be able to give ourselves extra opportunities, especially down 3. I think this may be the first time all season long, of course, all the games we've done where we've been behind.
We've been down 2 at points, about points and times against Delta. Sparks lays it up on the transition, doesn't get it drop in for him.
Just the pass took him underneath the hoop, and that's the bad breaks right there. But Caleb tried to make something happen.
Dunham contested, he lays it in. He gets an and one.
No, that
never mind. No
foul.
and one. Doesn't get the foul as Billups drops to the ground.
Well, both players are wondering why there wasn't a foul.
Williams. Side to Barron. Barron bounce pass to Brown. Brown lays it up. That's good.
That's been the Spartans' strength all season long, getting inside, getting the kisses off the glass. Braxton Myers knows all about that. That Shelbyville game, he's sitting at home wishing he was getting dished inside for the hoop.
Cookston falls to the ground.
Yeah, call Caleb on that.
One of the things I noticed off the rip is the Spartans playing at a lot of slower plays, trying to get themselves open, and not getting as many open looks as they have in the past 4 games of the season.
Well, different team, different, seeing some film on the Spartans, knowing what to do, and, this team isn't always run and gun. This team, is a team, and they'll take whatever they have given to them to their full advantage.
Boswell picks up Dunham.
Yeah, that's a turnover
Dunham
again.
turns it over.
That was
to find someone doesn't get it.
That was a forced turnover from the defense from Carter. Again, 5'7", playing like he's 7'7".
Bills to take it up the court for the Spartans. Brown, top of the key. Back to Billups. Billups looks to drive, gets inside. Swatted!
That was definitely there was a full reject. And they're going to call, as Carter got stepped on 2 or 3 times. Yeah, call Carter on that.
Sims will go to the line. First team foul for Bodwell. As Sims will be at the line for the Pendleton Heights Arabians. So he shoots his first, sinks it. Spartans down 4. Not the position you want to be in early in the game for the Spartans. Shoots a second. Bounces off the side of the rim, doesn't go in for him.
Carter leading the point.
Bodwell.
And if he had a split second sooner, he'd have taken that 3. But, there's nobody under the basket, so we got to be able to see nobody under the basket.
Downtown.
He better have made it. Yeah, it was a good shot. That wasn't Luke Sollenberger. That was Toby Billups. But yeah, that again, nobody was under the to get the glass. So if Toby had missed it, glad he made it.
Sims on the ball. Out to Cookston. Back to Gustin. Gustin shoots a second 3 of the night. Rebound Billups.
Dynamic of this game would change if the Spartans are able to get the lead here. Yeah, they're going to call that. I think that on Carter, illegal screen.
Very rare you see the little guy getting a illegal screen. Very rare you see point guard setting a screen, especially.
Yeah.
Number 30, Caleb Sparks. Putting in for the Ravens, number 14, Luke Kenyon.
Dunham will take the ball off the court.
That's behind every. Yeah, I was going to say it. He took forever to call that. He must look like he might have fell asleep there, the guy in stripes, but maybe they thought the other one was going to call it, but yeah, clearly.
Williams and Sparks check back in for the Spartans.
Schallenbarger's still out there.
Following the backcourt violation, Williams will take the ball up the court. He'll be guarded by Dunham. One of the guys that Coach Brown told Williams to keep an eye on is Williams thought almost to shoot. He fades away from the mid-range, doesn't get it.
I think you recall the Spartans on that. How many offensive rebounds?
Against Barron.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling Josh. I'm not sure how many offensive fouls we're going to have tonight. That's not good. Yeah, got to not have these offensive, especially when we're trying to get the lead. You know, you just don't want to. He's got to go away.
Dunham from three, shoots, he scores. Phillips back up the court after Dunham sinking the three.
You know, last night, Pendleton Heights were down 3 against Mount Vernon at the half, and then they ended up losing by over 20. I think maybe it was 20.
Barron sets the screen. Barron gets inside. He's fouled from behind.
And we had him hit his head. Player for. I got to check him out.
Looks like that'll be 13 Sims, who got hit on the head. Sparks and Billups talking over with Coach Brown as Barron will be at the charity stripe.
Yeah, I don't like to see a kid get hit in the head, back of the head. I think they're going to tell him to sub, head injury, got to go get checked out.
As Cookston will check back in for Sims. Sims out for the game. Well, out for as far as we know right now.
Yeah, he may come back. He's going to go back here and get checked out, probably do the concussion protocol.
Barron shoots his free throw, sinks it, rattles around for a minute.
A close game right now. These free throws are at a premium. Got to hit them every time.
On his second free throw, he sinks. Barron will check out for Brown. Barron has 3 on the night.
Yeah, 3 from 4 from the stripe.
0 for 2 from three-point land.
Yeah.
So, looking to get those opportunities going for the Spartans as they're 0 for 3 on the night from shooting. Looking to get that going for them. 1 for 4 after Williams stuck a 3 to put the Spartans up by 1 early in the first. As Williams gets the steal. Sparks all the way, lays it up. That's good.
Nice.
Spartans tie the game with a second left on the clock. The Spartans are tied 13-13 here at Pendleton Heights. The Arabians look to take charge as the Spartans look to come back stronger than ever. Right back after a few words from our sponsors.
Service the old-fashioned way. The dependable service you need for your car or truck is always available at Goff's Auto Care and Tire Center in Connorsville and Brookville. Experienced mechanics are ready to correct a problem using the best replacement products that will have your vehicle running like new again. Shane Goff is waiting to serve you at 600 Western Avenue in Connorsville. Phone 825-2588 and Charlie Goff in Brookville at 9197 State Road 101. 647-2222 is the phone number. Goff Auto Care and Tire Center. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Connorsville Spartan Sports. Contact your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Gina Hartman, Devin Hornsby, and Gary Reebsummer for your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
And we're back as the Spartans look to enter the second quarter here. Tonight here at Pendleton Heights, the Spartans tied the game with a second left on the clock. The five of Brown, Billups, Sparks, Barron, and Williams will step out of the court. James Williams, that is. Josh Williams sitting on the bench right now for the Spartans. He got taken after he missed his fadeaway shot. Sparks take the ball up the court. Not many times have we seen him got that opportunity before to take it up the court, especially with him playing at the forward position.
All right.
Barron with the ball. Out to Billups. Billups looks to drive.
Beautiful,
Bounce
beautiful.
pass inside to Williams. Williams gets it in for him.
Yeah, I mean, that was just, I mean, we've seen that many, many times this season where one of our guards drives, finds somebody to just have that kiss off the glass. Now we got the lead.
Shoots the contested layup. Nearly swatted by Brown. It looks like it may be a foul.
Yeah, I think that may be on James. Could be on Gage, one of the two. Oh, no, Caleb. I didn't see Caleb do anything. It's his second.
Knits will go line here for the Arabians. Yeah, I didn't see Caleb anywhere near that. Lines deceived me.
Sullenberger in for Caleb.
Knits on his second attempt. He shoots. Rouse around, doesn't go in for him. Rebound Barron. The 4.5 rebound per game averager. Sullenberger with the ball. Phillips. Phillips looks to drive yet again. Shoots it, floats it.
He floated that right in there. Again, you know, keeping the defense honest, going inside. They gave him that lane because they thought he was going to dish it off.
Dunham fades away. Pulls up inside. Pulls up deep mid-range. Dunham has 7 on the night. One of the guys that the Spartans talked about contending a lot this night. So far struggling with that as Dunham has 7 early here in the second. Billups out to Barron. Barron pump fakes. He'll drive inside. James Williams nearly snags it up for the Spartans as Dunham gets it.
Nice.
Picked
nice
off there by James. Good hustle.
And we've seen that many times this year for the Spartans.
Sullenberger out to Brown. So far, the Spartans spacing the floor pretty well. As you can see, Brown playing a lot more perimeter orientated tonight as he gets inside. Looks like it may be an offensive foul there as he gets him in the head, but looks like Brown will go to the line.
Yeah. Yeah, nice dish inside from Toby. I mean, beautiful pass to Gage, who just couldn't get enough, maybe a little bit too much up off the glass, but he's got a chance to sink him right here.
Brown sinks his first. Brown looking to shoot a second attempt.
They're
talking it over.
I don't know who the ref's talking to number 20. Not sure what that was about.
Shoots a second. He sinks it.
Beautiful.
He's perfected his free throw shot a lot.
Yeah, you know, the big guys always have that trouble, but you know, if he was in the NBA, he'd be a medium-sized dude. So
he'd be about a forward in the NBA.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah, that clear foul on 21. Yeah. Carter's coming in for Luke. You know, Luke Sullenberger is a kid that, you know, he's a good kid too. He's good defensively. You know, he knows his role and he plays it very, very well.
Out to Billups. Billups looking to control the pace of the game as Bodwell steps back.
You know, Luke's cousin, you know, Spartan legend Garrett Silcott. Now the fouls are coming in.
As he gets fouled.
That's his third. So So he's coming out.
Next will step out to the Pendleton Heights. As Sims will check back in. He was the one who earlier got tested for concussion, possibly, as we saw him drop to the floor and hit his head, so he's back in for the night.
Yeah, good to see him back on the floor. You know, again, anytime a kid gets a bump on the head, no matter how it happens, you got to go check him out.
Bodwell from downtown. He shoots off the front of the rim, no good. Picked up by Dunham.
Nobody under the glass to get that rebound. Of course, if it would have went in, it would have been fantastic. Nice defense from Carter. Oh, I thought
Sims.
the
Wide
faithful
open
thought
left
he may have walked.
Barron looks to pick up Dunham. Sims back with it. Maybe picked there by James.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, the disruption of James. And now our defense is forcing them to eat some clock.
Sims looks to drive. He looks like he may have stepped out of bounds for a second.
I thought he was going to, and they're going to call Lucas. Yeah, Lucas is going to get caught on that.
Barron was looking for the block as he'll talk it over with Coach Brown over there as Candiano will go to the line. Candiano.
Yeah, Lucas is not happy about that call. Thought that he had the position.
Candiano looks to shoot his first. Sinks it for him. They're down 2.
Yeah, they're not going to go away.
Spartan's coming back down 4. Being able to put themselves up on a 6-4 run here, opening up the second quarter. If he shoots a second, he'll sink it. Curves that run to 6-5. Pendleton looking to come back.
Yeah, those were nice shots there from Candiano to cut it to 1.
The Williams twins out here for the Spartans. Bounce pass to Billups. Billups from three-point land. He shoots. Left open 1 for 2 on the night from 3.
You know, just one guy under the glass at that time.
They picked off there by Billups. Billups looking to recover after his missed 3.
Yeah, as I say, that was a dangerous pass inside.
Williams nearly gets the steal. As Souders will step in, the 0.5 point per game scorer, shooting at 50% field goal shooting.
Yeah, their chair block went crazy when he came in. Nice steal from Carter. And Carter was,
he'll be stopped from behind.
That was he's going to go to the line. That's their 7th. He was clubbed. Well, that should be their 7th. Yeah, he's going to go to the line.
It's Cookston and Sparks look to check back in for the Spartans and Arabians. As Guston will step out. As James Williams will step out, leaving one pair of the twins out there. Leaving one of the twins.
I was going to say one pair, they'd be both out
there.
Yeah,
that'd make 4 of them. So.
Right, yeah, that's right. You're right. Yeah, well.
Bodwell shoots the free throw, sinks it.
Nice. I remember one game it was 21 and I kept saying we're 19 up and we were 21 up, so yeah. Yeah, math has never been my skill set.
Definitely not my skill set as of now.
I just know how to balance my checkbook. And add one. No, I was going to add one more right there, and that should be our ball, but it's not.
As Barron is able to get the rebound, Bodwell looking to guard full court. He'll step back a little bit as Dunham gets the ball off the inbound.
Yeah, tight game, probably tighter than most people expected.
Fades away, Dunham shoots it, rattles in for him.
He's got 10 tonight so far, Dunham. Again, we got to remember, last night this same team played Mount Vernon and was only down 3.
Bodwell, pump fakes, he's stripped.
He faked himself out.
He's looking to guard Sims. Cookston able to get the
I was
pass.
going to say there's a walk. You know, when the Spartans force them to go fast, they don't react well to the defense.
As Baldwell will step out for the Spartans as Sparks is in now.
You know, right now you could say that, you know, the Arabians are you know, outplaying the Spartans, but you can also say that the Spartans aren't playing to their level.
I agree with that statement as the shots haven't been the smartest. And the shots that have been smart, they haven't been converting on as Williams shoots.
It's way off, and he's fouled, and he may, I don't know who, if Josh is fouled or who's.
Well, Josh thought he'll go to the line for three, so that's
Yeah.
a good opportunity.
Foul both teams. Foul number 20 Aaron Cookson and number 24 from the Spartans, Gage Brown.
It all looks like it'll be against Brown.
Yeah, well, it's on Brown, and there was 2 fouls on. That's unbelievable. So the Spartans get the ball as the guys in Stripes still talking it over.
Sparks will inbound the ball once this is done being talked over, and
Yeah.
looks like we're ready to resume play.
Yeah, Spartans just aren't right now taking advantage of any opportunities that are given to them. The shots, you know, the threes that have been shot.
Inside to Brown.
That's-
Brown,
Yeah,
he's
he's on
fouled.
the line. Again, nice dish inside from Toby. You know, nice way to lead Gage, and you know, again, not hesitating at all to go up to get that foul drawn. He obviously would have loved to made it go in.
A lot of the times they have gone inside, they've been fouled. So a lot of the Spartans'
Yeah.
points have been from the free throw line, and a lot of Spartans' misses have also been from the free throw line. So pretty
Like-
even split there. As
Yeah,
Brown's 3 for 3 on the night from
we've
the cherry
missed-
stripe.
Yeah, we've missed 2 from the line.
Brown sinks his second, puts the Spartans up by 1. Brown has 6 on the night.
Yeah, and 4 of them are from the line.
Candiano guarded by Brown.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, Brown is 6'6". Candiano is definitely not 6'6". He's 6'1".
Souders takes a drive. Candiano left wide open. He has the air balls that maybe left a little too wide open there.
Yeah, again, the defense there from the Spartans are just right there where it was, you know, very good to confuse the offense of Pendleton Heights.
Phillips crosses up Dunham. Inside to
Here we go
Barron.
again.
Barron gets the easy
Beautiful.
lay-in. Puts the Spartans up 3.
Well, I mean, what the Spartans do well is when Toby drives, he keeps the defense honest because he can
Contested by
stop
the
and pop.
Sparks.
Nice.
Picked up by Williams. Williams inside.
Yeah,
Charging foul against Josh. Josh Williams looking frustrated with that as the fans stand up for the Spartans. They're looking very upset as well.
yeah. I mean, you knew that was probably going to happen.
very
He was
likely
going
that
to
was
attempt
gonna
to take the charge. Yeah. The faithful here are not happy at all. Not happy at all, but you know, you got to put that behind you up 3. You know, you fought hard to get up to 3. You know, another defensive stop right here, and the offense need to start rewarding the defense.
Candiano double teamed.
Yeah, he had to call a timeout.
Timeout for the Arabians. Right back after this 30-second break for the Spartans.
Whitewater Eye Center Connorsville provides vision care for every member of your family. This includes treatment for eye diseases and injuries, just one of its many services. Services that include glasses and contacts, frames for every budget, sunglasses, and a large selection of eyewear. Complete vision care for every member of your family. Yours at Eye Center of Connorsville. Scheduling an appointment for a complete eye exam is as easy as calling 825-6000. Whitewater Eye Center Connorsville, located at 2045 Virginia Avenue. Your vision is our focus.
Spartans lead 24-21, minute 28 to go here in this second quarter, and Spartans look to enter the half with a commanding lead of 5 or more, hopefully, and Spartans so far not taking the smartest of shots, but still maintaining to keep the lead and struggling for many points of the field, but still having this lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best game so far, but, you know, this team is there's no panic at all.
They're playing at a very steady pace right now. And
Yeah.
you can tell they're trying to slow things down, get their minds right before they start going out hard like they have been in previous games.
Well, they're not really. I mean, the reason why the Arabians are down 3 is because, I mean, they've made some good shots, obviously. But, you know, we've just had some lapses. But being up 3 knows that we're correcting it. And what's happening now? Shooting 2. And call Luke. Yeah, just calling Luke on that. Again, away from the ball fouls is not something you like to see happen. We've had a few of those tonight.
Yeah, a lot of the points for both teams have been from the charity stripe as Souders picks up his first free throw of the game.
You know, anytime that you can get to the charity stripe and get a, you know, free couple of points, and especially, you know,
Shoots his second,
another one.
drops it for him.
You know, especially, you know, against this team that's not had a win so far this year, you know, gives them confidence, you know, in a team that's not won all season long, who is staying with the third-ranked team in the state, you know, is definitely going to give them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, third-ranked team in Class 3A, 16th-ranked team in the state, looking to have a lot of confidence, but I'm sure they're not paying attention to the standings. They're trying to play the game at their own play, their own pace as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one game at a time, one quarter at a time. Spartans obviously going to take their last shot.
Clock's winding down. Phillips with the ball.
Yeah, they're trying to confuse them over there, the team, or the cheer block, and they're way ahead.
Yeah, Sparks from three-point land, shoots, no good. Rebound, Barron. Barron shoots the fadeaway, no good. Barron looks like he was hoping for the foul there. Spartans lead 24-23. 1-point deficit for the home team of the Pendleton Heights Arabians. Spartans look to enter the second half to come out stronger. The Arabians look to come back as they're down 1. Nathan Shaw, Ron Riley, we'll be right back after this 1-minute break as we head into our halftime show.
Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency is dedicated to protecting you and your family at a price you can afford. Wilson Lawson Myers are licensed insurance professionals striving to be your agency of choice. Wilson Lawson Myers is an independent agency representing numerous companies for all your needs. Finding the right insurance begins with finding the right agency. That is Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency at 521 Central Avenue in Connorsville. Phone 825-5111.
It's time for the rematch. Legacy Tim and Julie Schmidt halftime shootout.
Go down there. Just go down and do it anyway. I know you didn't get called.
You will find the answer to your every flooring need at Foles Flooring at 301 Beach Street in Connorsville. Yes, Foles Flooring has a large selection of carpet and tile, also vinyl and laminates, luxury vinyl tiles, and hardwoods. You will receive a free estimate on your choice of flooring plus expert installation. Their friendly staff will help you through the entire process. Foles Flooring also provides bathroom upgrades, remodeling, and custom shower systems at 301 Beach Street, Connorsville. 765-692-0800 is the phone number.
Did he make it?
I don't know. I was a little distracted.
I didn't pay attention. Yeah, I was going to say that guy would have got $5. This guy's, he gets a few bucks if he makes it. He misses it. That's a brick. Oh, it almost came in
for him.
Yeah, wow. They're not giving out any money. Now I think
For $20 from the three-point line,
Well.
Sydney Jones.
Sidney Jones is shooting for
For
$20
$20 at the three-point
Yeah.
line. So, see if she can sink this.
Oh, she's going to do a running shot.
Little kid.
I'd love
Hoping
it if
to
she
sink
made it.
this. She shoots it.
Oh,
No, good.
give her at least a 10. Now here's $1,000.
The half-court line. Let's see if he
Yeah,
can sink this.
This
Cheer ball getting excited for him.
Yeah, $1,000 right here. That goes a long way for that kid.
I was just saying you can make $1,000 off a half-court shot as he
That's
shoots
off.
it. Oh, no good.
Yeah.
Behind the backboard.
Nobody got any money
No
this
money
time.
given out tonight. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, that's neat. Maybe we should incorporate that into our halftime show.
Let's take away money from us.
Yeah. I wouldn't even make a layup, I don't think. Scoring so far, Spartans have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in scoring column. Same with Pendleton Heights. They have 6. Very almost identical for the Pendleton Heights Ravens. They are led by Jamison Dunham. He has 10 points. Nolan Salters has 2. Caden Sims, 1. Luke Candiano has 2. Braden Kunitz has 2. And Josiah Guston has 5 points for their 23 points. For the Connersville Spartans, they are led by Gage Brown, 6. Lucas Barron, 5. Carter Baldwell, 1. Caleb Sparks, 2. Josh Williams and Toby Billups each have 5 for the Connersville Spartans.
Yeah, the Spartans so far having solid scoring, all around scoring, but not many points dropping in as they're only 1 for 5 from three-point land. So Williams 1 for 2, Barron 0 for 2, Sparks 0 for 1. Well, never mind. Billups scored a 3, so they're about
Billups scored a 3, and Josh scored a 3. And the Spartans, the thing they need to work on is being able to get that offensive glass. Too many one-shot duns for the Connersville Spartans. They need to, if they're going to take a 3, make sure they have more than one guy under the glass. A lot of times there was no players under the glass. And then when, I think it was Carter who shot a three-pointer, there was only one person under the glass. Got to give yourselves more opportunities to get the ball back into the hoop than just one and done, and the Spartans will correct that.
Yeah, the Spartans looking to improve much here in this second half. They're ranked 3rd in 3A for nothing. They're not ranked 3rd in 3A for nothing, so they're looking to improve much here in the second half and come out stronger for the Spartans. And for the Arabians, they look to come back because they're down 1, and they've held themselves accountable and kept a steady score, playing well, playing to their advantage. When they get open shots, they're sinking them. Besides that 1-3 where we saw an air ball from, I believe it was Cookston. So, they're scoring. They're getting the shots they want. They're getting smart shots, even the tricky shots they're shooting, they're scoring.
The defense for the Spartans, they've been able to get inside a little bit, the Arabians, and again, the Spartans will pick it up. We'll see if they're going to take another gear, maybe 2. We'll find out if the Arabians can keep up.
Yeah, they like to pick it up here. But for the Spartans playing well so far, we're going to take one more 1-minute break before we head here into this second half.
Huh? He mutes us out? Okay. So Matt Howard.
Oh, was that? I didn't know if that was Matt or if that was Tim.
Oh, no, that's old Matthew.
Oh.
Got to get him on our show sometime. I told him, I said, what do you not have your son have a mullet? He goes, my wife cut his hair against my wishes. That's a good kid. Okay, yeah.
We're back as the Spartans like to take a commanding lead yet again with so far here heading into the second half. Braun, what do you think the Spartans need to work on to get a bigger lead, or what do you think the Ravens need to work on to come back, bring this game even closer than it is?
The Spartans need to pick it up, the intensity on defense. We've just been kind of lax a little bit on defense. We need to pick it up. We've had disruption, but we let them into it. We just need to be consistently on our defense and work our transition game on that. Again, talked about the one and dones. We need to be able to get some offensive glass. The Arabians, they haven't played too badly. I don't know what gears they have in their arsenal, but what they need to do is really try to keep penetrating the Spartans, keep their defense off balance, and play with intensity that they've played this first half.
And Barron, we see so far he's had about 4 in the game, I believe.
Yeah,
3 or
Lucas
4.
Lucas has 5 points for the Connersville Spartans, yeah.
So Barron scoring from free throw range, looking to start out stronger as he's the leading scorer for the Spartans. So we'll look to see him scoring the ball more. But so far the Spartans only about 20 or so underneath their scoring average, 24 underneath their scoring average, and so halfway there, or well, more than halfway there, sorry, 34 under their scoring average. So the Spartans looking to improve that scoring-wise, but this Pendleton Heights team defensively is looking a lot stronger than teams we've faced in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is a hungry team. This is a team that hasn't won a game all night. Or all season. This is a team that was that played very well. Only down 3 against Mount Vernon last night to come and lose by 20. That's hopefully a history that repeats itself for the Connersville Spartans. Got to give a shout out though to some of the guys in blue. You know, we support our guys in blue. Clint Brown watching the game tonight. He said, Ronnie, are we going live tonight? You know, we got to be watching it. And, you know, they're out there protecting us, get the opportunity to watch the game. So, you know, we got to give Clint a shout out. And my good friend Hayden McGuire, too. He's sick. He's going to be a future Spartan. He's home watching the ball game. Otherwise, he'd be here with his parents, Desiree and Michael. So, you know, a future Spartan and, you know, a warrior out there, Clint Brown and his team. Watching the game tonight on TV3 and YouTube.
It's always great to see the community backing the Spartans.
Yeah, Terry Hillman's wife is watching it as well. Terry, of course, longtime Spartan scorer. His wife is watching the game.
It's always great to see the community backing the Spartans. Like I said, as the Spartans are one of the most popular things in Connersville besides El Caballo and everything else.
Yeah, it may be more popular than the Mexican place, but nonetheless, you know, here's the thing about it is that we're here and again, the camera's showing the home side and there's
We're right back after a couple words from our sponsor at this minute break.
George's Pharmacy and Medical Equipment welcomes you to stop by our Connersville location at 330 East 5th Street. George's is proud to offer you friendly hometown services and the convenience of free delivery. Also, our medical equipment staff is there to help with whatever you need. George's Floral and Gifts has that special something for any occasion, birthdays, weddings, bereavement, or to brighten someone's day. George's Pharmacy, we are here for you, 765-825-6251.
And we're back here as the Spartans look to open up the second half with the Arabians taking the ball up the court.
Yeah, Arabians had the ball coming out here in the second half.
Is Williams guarding. Phillips now guarding Dunham. Dunham looking for the screen. He hits it.
You know, if the Spartans go on a little bit of a run or stop them here and start building the lead, the ghost of last night, again, nice defense, nice steal there from Josh. The ghost of last night's game against the Marauders from the Arabians might creep into their minds as, again, they were only down 3, tonight down 1.
Barron with the ball. Williams out to Sparks. Sparks left wide open. He shoots, routes around. Barron looks to pick it up, doesn't get it. Dunham's able to get it.
Yeah, Barron hit hard on the floor. He's kind of limping a little bit, not liking that.
Wide open for 3. Candiano shoots it, he scores. Put the Arabians up 2.
Yeah, again, one and done is what the Spartans did when they, again, their defense, their offense is not rewarding their defense. They definitely, without question, have to start, you know, picking it up offensively because this team obviously does not want to go away.
Bill drives, lays it up, contested, he gets it.
And he looked at the guy in stripes wondering why he didn't get a call, but again, Toby didn't have any of his bigs around as he normally does, just stopped and gave himself some patience, went to his weak side, and got it off the glass to tie this game. And another steal.
Williams looking for the steal.
From Williams, and they're going to call that on the Arabians. I think they're going to call that on Cadence. Yeah. That's his fourth. He's going to be coming out. His fourth foul. The Spartans, again, got to shake the Arabians loose.
Phillips take the ball up the court. Looking to control the pace here for the Spartans.
Another forced turnover from the Spartans.
Bounce pass inside to Brown. Brown looks post up Gustin. He nearly snags it up himself. Tie game. Dunham pulls up from downtown. He shoots. No good.
He shot from the suburbs. That's
inside to Barron. Barron looks post up.
That's going to be before the shot. On 14 on that. Barron was hoping to get the continuation on it, but didn't. Also number 20. That's his third. You got Cookston in 3 and Braden with 4. Williams coming in. Looks like Toby's going to try to come in. Oh no, Toby's going to the locker room.
Looks like he might be getting something taped up as Josh Williams at the ball.
Gage is going to the locker room too. Not liking that. Yeah, Toby looks like he's getting something. Maybe he has a blister. Who knows? They're wrapping his wrist.
Sparks
like that.
Inside to James.
It's just not a good pass. I mean, you have two guys around. You don't want to make that pass.
Dunham. Out to Condiano. Condiano shoot another 3. No good. Rebound. Nice. Williams.
Just because you're ranked 3rd in the state doesn't mean you got an automatic victory. You still have to play the ball game. And, the Arabians are not playing like they're 0-4.
Out to Bodwell. Bodwell at the point position. Sparks with the ball now.
Barron trying to get the position on the post. Get the post.
Sparks looks to drive. Bounce pass to Barron. Barron looks to post up. Looking to size him up.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, they got it for traveling. Yeah. I didn't quite see I was just watching the ball, and but the guys in stripes saw the travel. A couple of offensive opportunities from the Spartans wasted.
Phillips is back in now for the Spartans after he got his wrist taped up.
Of course, the Arabians, they're not taking advantage of it either. They're not doing anything to take the lead.
Side to Dunham.
Nice from Lucas.
Looking for the steal. The Arabians ball.
Yeah, Lucas was animated about something down there. Not sure what it was. Maybe he was firing himself up because he, smothered their offense right there, getting inside. Well, that almost hit a cheerleader.
Dunham. Condiano now with it. Dunham reverse layup.
Unbelievable. And that's just
not a good foul by James Williams.
Not a good foul. Not a good foul at all. That was a beautiful play from that guy.
So he gets to convert on this and one opportunity. Dunham. Shoots his free throw. Sinks it. Puts the Arabians up 3. Phillips up the court.
Now Arabians up 3 against the Spartans.
Sparks with the ball.
The tide is definitely on the side of the Arabians. The Spartans just not really getting set offensively. I mean, they've shown some moments of greatness, but they just have not been able to, get another. I don't know how you missed that.
Sims with the ball.
And again, that's See, that's what I love about Caleb. Oh, he called timeout.
Yeah, timeout on the floor. We'll be right back after this 30-second break as the Spartans are down.
Are you thinking about buying or selling your home? Stay local and call Trish Smith at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. She will walk you through the process to make an easy transition and lead you to your dream home. Please contact Trish at 265-2663 to begin your journey today.
The Spartans struggling here in this third quarter in the first 5 minutes as the Spartans are down 3, only scoring 1 basket here in this third quarter.
Yeah, what I was saying before the timeout was, that's what I love about Caleb Sparks is that, he mishandled that ball, but boy, he ran down the floor and threw himself on the floor to disrupt that. And, that's why they called timeout, because he was bound and determined to get that ball back. And, again, he may not be shooting the way that we know he can and will shoot by the time this season's over, but his defense is just incredible. His hustle has never waned at all. That kid's a competitor. We're going to miss that kid next year.
Yeah, Sparks showing a lot of hustle, but he'll be subbed out here, opening off after this timeout. He's done him from way downtown. Shoots, he scores, puts the Arabians up by 6. Way downtown.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dunham with 16 on the night.
Yeah, the Connersville Spartans need to, wake up. You would think that they played last night how lethargic they've been this half.
Josh Williams out to Barron.
Yeah, just not seeing the same intensity as Josh gets knocked down and no foul called.
Phillips out to Sollenbarger. Sollenbarger looks to drive inside. Looks like we are calling the floor.
Foul ball number 12, Old Stars, his first foul. Team foul number 3 for the Arabians.
Sollenbarger with the ball. Phillips out to Williams. Inside to Barron. Barron gets it.
Nice.
He's able to get the M1 opportunity.
Nice. I mean, that was not the best play for Lucas.
Barron was 7. Hope to go for an 8th point here.
Yeah, I just need this little bit of spark to cut it to 3. Again, this is not, do or die. It's just, seeing this team, a nice
free throw drops in for him. Puts them down 3.
But again, no panic on the Spartans, but, seeing them not play with the same intensity maybe we've seen. But again, the Arabians are putting it to them. Almost another steal.
Arabians pump the layup.
They're going to call that. Again, that's what I like about Luke Sollenbarger is, he was not going to be denied at all. Not going to be denied at all. Sollenbarger.
Phillips with the ball. Calls for a screen. Gage Brown hits him with the screen. Out to Sollenbarger. Sollenbarger out to Brown.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he was going to go all the way on that one. Luke. Spartans resetting.
Back to Phillips. Phillips out to Josh Williams. Williams looking to drive. Timeout called for the
Gary's not
Spartans.
liking that at all.
Spartans down 3. Minute 32 to play here in this fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick 30-second break and we'll be right back.
It's events like this game that make our community such a great place in which to live, work, and play. All of us at FCN Bank applaud the CHS Spartans for their hard work and dedication. Thank you for reminding us once again why we all choose to call this place home. FCN, building stronger communities, one great local event at a time. Go CHS Spartans. Good luck. FCN Bank, member FDIC.
back as the Spartans look to open up here after this timeout called for the Spartans. Phillips will take the ball. Hits the screen from Brown. He'll drive inside, gives out the bottom, or Bill Williams.
Beautiful, beautiful.
As Brown gets inside, he lays it in through contest. Brown has 8. He's scoring tonight.
Yeah, that was a fast pass there from Williams to Gage, and it would have took my hand off. Nice still
Picked
from
off there by Barron. Barron looks to go all the way.
And I thought it was going in. Again, some intensity now picking up the Spartans. Got to shoot these free throws. Got to make them.
Got to confirm these free throws, like you said, Ron. And Barron having 8 on the night so far. 6 of those being from the free throw line.
Yeah, they've had 6 fouls so far. There we go.
There you go. There's the 7th. 9 now for Barron. Ties the game on his second attempt.
Oh,
Drives
no.
around, nearly snagged up by Brown as he hits off the backboard.
Foul call number
Calling
22,
Luke on that.
his second foul.
Yeah, again, saw a little bit of the intensity on for the Spartans defense picking up to tie this ball game. They were down 6 at one time. Now they're on a 6-0 run. Tie this ball game.
Dunham with the ball.
They probably will take the last second shot. Spartan defense
It's cross up
to the
Stollenbarger.
test.
He'll be double teamed.
Good, nice.
He'll be stolen by Brown. Brown way to be there.
Again, just the presence of Luke right there.
Phillips
I thought
inside
it
to
was
Barron. Barron lays it up. That's good.
Yeah, beautiful.
Spartans looking to come back now as they were down 6 at one point now on an 8-0 run.
Yeah, again, defense just picking it up. Again, no panic on the Spartans, and you got to like that when you get tested. How are they going to pick it up?
Inside, back to the outside.
Oh, beautiful.
Stollenbarger, way to tip the pass.
Again, the Spartans defense starting to pick it up a little bit. Again, that last series from the Arabians, just the presence of Josh Williams, double team and the ball handler forced that turnover. The presence of Luke Stollenbarger right there disrupted the Arabians, and now they're disheveled a little bit, and almost another steal by Lucas.
Dunham. 10 seconds on the clock. Out to Candiano.
Oh, that guy can shoot from downtown.
Williams guarding him. Williams is looking for the charge almost there as he steps back a little bit.
Williams
that's
beautiful.
tries to get the steal. Good defense there to end the quarter for the Spartans. Spartans lead 34-32 after an 8-0 run. We'll be right back after this 1-minute break. Spartans lead.
The place to eat in Connorsville is Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, 303 West 30th Street. Dine inside or carry out at home or where you work. Delivery from Mancino's is always free. The number to call, 825-6155. Choose from a large menu, and there is a special youngsters menu. Choose the house specialty, the Great Spartan Classic. Enjoy the sports atmosphere by viewing all the Spartan sports memorabilia. Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, 303 West 30th Street. Phone number 825-6155. A proud Spartan booster. Urban Winkler Funeral Home in Connorsville and Liberty is a family-owned funeral home. Urban Winkler Funeral Home considers it an honor to be selected to care for a family member at the time of a passing. The friendly staff at Urban Winkler Funeral Home pledges to care for all your family needs to the best of their ability. 2 locations to serve you, in Connorsville at 513 West 8th Street and in Liberty at 310 North Main Street.
Spartans lead 34-32. We're back as the Spartans look to crack open this fourth quarter with a commanding lead. Arabians look to come back as they're down 2, bring this game to a tie game or even get a lead and go on a run. But as Spartan faithful, they're hoping for a lead.
Yeah, the Spartans, finished that quarter with an 8-0 run. They were down 32-26 and finished it strong again, picking up just a little. This isn't our full throttle, and we were able to come back from 8.
Williams looks to drive. He falls to the ground.
Yeah.
It'll be a travel against Josh Williams.
Yeah, nice defensive forced travel right there from the Arabian. Josh, is one of those guys that he'll pick it up here on defense.
Dunham.
Foul call on the floor.
He's away from the ball. Fouls.
Be a
They're
foul
calling
on
Toby
Phillips.
on that, yeah.
Toby Phillips is first.
That's Toby's
48
first.
Number 30, Caleb Sparks.
Sparks step in here for Sollenbarger.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he went. Yeah, I was going to say that. You
ball.
can't do that. I was wondering if they were going to call it, and I thought, well, maybe he had to step on the line. But, get good defense there from the Spartans to disrupt the inbound. Now the Spartans, again, like a pesky fly. You swat them away, but these Arabians are staying.
Sparks wide open.
Yeah.
Shoots. He scores.
Boy, he's fired up.
There we go. Sinks his first 3 of the game.
Love that.
Maybe his first 5 points of the game. Sorry.
Yeah.
Knew he had a layup before that. It's
Yeah.
Dustin.
Yeah, again, his defense has just been phenomenal tonight. Caleb. Oh, that's
Williams
yeah, I was going to say.
Gets the charge called.
He was a statue right there.
Cambiano gets the foul called against him. Spartans looking strong here.
Yeah, the
Knock
Spartan-
on wood, though. Don't want to jinx that.
Yeah, Spartans on an 11-0 run. A lot of times, you hear this saying all the time, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And sometimes how you finish can lead, either you finish good or finish bad can affect the next game.
Phillips drives, hop steps, out to Josh Williams. Inside to Brown. Josh Williams from downtown. Here we go, sinks it. 14-0 run.
Josh Williams, that was just a phenomenal shot from Josh. The Spartans on the floor, they're applauding. They're loving it. The faithful, you'd think this was at the bowl. Nice
Good
shot
by
from
Phillips.
Toby.
Inside to
Here
Williams.
we go.
Williams all the way, lays it up. There we go. 42-32, 10-point lead for the Spartans. Spartans lead 10. Man, they are playing strong. We're right back after this 30-second break. 42-32 is the score.
Reed Health Sports Medicine provides an athletic trainer to the Connersville Spartans through the support of Reed Foundation. Athletic trainers normally are present at most practices and sporting events. They can respond to an injury within seconds, determine the immediate needs of the athlete, and either begin treatment or initiate emergency management within the first few minutes. If your athlete suffers a sports injury, Reed Health's Athletic Training Clinic can provide injury treatment sessions using multiple modalities, rehab protocols, and treatment techniques to ensure your athlete doesn't miss a day without progressing forward. Learn more at reedhealth.com.
We're back as Spartans go on a demanding run, that is, as they're showing their full strengths here as they're 42 points on the night. Josh Williams sinks a 3. Sparks sinks a 3. Barron inside. Bills hop step, passes out to Brown, and everything's getting going here for the Spartans.
Josh with that breakaway right there, and the Spartans were not looking good down 6 when the Ravens went up 32-26, but since then it's been all Connersville. And, again, these kids, it's the same emotion. You didn't see them get down. You haven't seen them get 2 up, although they were applauded last time, trying to get the faithful involved. Boy, that about hit that kid in the face. Wasn't ready.
Wilson gets his first minutes here for the Arabians.
Now the defense is a lot more fast for the Spartans.
Shoots the fadeaway. He sinks it. He ends the run.
Yeah, he ends the run for sure.
As Dunham with his 18 points on the night. Josh Williams guarded by Wilson. Crosses it up.
Yeah, that was a nice cross up there for Josh. Oh, I thought that was a good give and go. Nice for Gage not to.
Sparks from downtown. No good.
He'll shoot another one. Nice steal.
Josh Williams looks to lay it up. No good.
Wow. He was looking for a call. And then again,
Sparks
right.
gets the steal.
Again, that's Caleb Sparks right there. And not giving up on the play. Incredible. I know that his offense has not been, but his defense, this kid is incredible. And that play right there showed it.
Phelps with the ball.
looks to slow down the pace here as he's guarded by Dunham. Looks to drive inside. He'll swing it out to Sparks. He's going to be picked off there by Gustin. Dunham with the ball again.
Again, look how fast Josh got on Dunham right there when he got the ball. And, you know, the Spartans have a defense that, we've said it before, that without question can force an offense to
Dunham shoots. No good. Rebound Barron.
Yeah, force them to eat the clock when they don't want to, or make shots like, you know, that was from NBA three right there.
He's been shooting NBA threes all night.
Yeah, they have been. Yeah. You know, and they I mean, sometimes they don't have any other they don't have anything inside.
They've been shooting from the suburbs, as you'd say.
Yeah. You'd make them.
I'd make him, maybe. Josh Williams shoots, he scores.
Well, Terry called timeout.
Yeah, timeout on the floor.
Yeah, he called timeout.
So we look at the Spartans as they call timeout on the floor. 42-34 as the run ends after Dunham's two-point fadeaway. Ron, what's your thoughts and takeaways here late in this fourth quarter?
Well, obviously the Spartans defense has picked up. Their intensity has picked up. And even where they're at now, they're not operating on full throttle, which is very, very impressive. Their defense has picked it up. They've gone to a gear that the Arabians haven't matched. And but again, this game is not over yet. I mean, it's only an 8-point lead. The Arabians are they're a very hungry team. They still have the belief that they can come back. The Spartans need to probably go to another gear to be safe.
And they've definitely opened up another gear as they've cranked out some, fast break layups.
Yeah.
Some great three-pointers after Sparks and Josh Williams. Barron finding himself, and, the Spartans really controlling their pace and finding themselves to be successful here in this fourth quarter. And fourth quarter Warriors, fourth quarter Spartans is what we call.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the Spartans, and we've seen where they've been intense and have really knocked out their opponents the first quarter and a half. Here we've had to kind of, work our way into the ball game. In this second half, we've really, exploded. This might not be the 20-point victory that people expected or what we have been used to so far, but, a victory is always a victory. First road test of the season. Pendleton Heights is a young team. I mean, they have a lot of sophomores. A very, very young team. They have 7 sophomores. They only have 3 seniors.
Phillips inside. Looks to move the ball around.
Spartans might be content to eat a little bit of clock. Maybe that's what Kerry told them, just ball control, no turnovers. I expect the Pendleton Heights Arabians to kind of force the issue coming up here very soon as we start winding down towards the end of this ball game. They might pick up the pressure. Press a little bit.
Inside to Josh Williams. Williams gets the
Beautiful.
and one opportunity. He scores.
That was just textbook right there from Josh.
Josh Williams has 12 on the night, looks for his 13th.
Yeah, he has, it's incredible.
He's been playing solid from three-point land, having 3 threes, 1 in the first, I believe 1 in the third, and 1 here in the fourth. And then that fast break layup, and now another layup, and then he'll look to get a free throw going, and he doesn't get it.
No, if he has 3 threes, I only have him down for 2, but your memory is much better than mine, so, we'll go with 3. He's picked it up offensively, obviously, and, this team is again, taking it up defensively. That's why we're up 10. And we're down 6 early in the third. Another steal from Josh. I have no idea what just happened. They're calling Josh on that. I guess they called Josh. That's unbelievable. His third.
As Pendleton Heights will take the ball up the court. Dunham, 44-34 as Dunham shoots the fadeaway three. No good. Rebound
Nice
Barron.
rebound.
Gives to Josh Williams. Josh Williams will take it up the court. A lot of guys out for the Spartans tonight. Myers and Pearson. So we see the Spartans able to pick up well from the slack missing from them.
Yeah, Pearson, I think, is he out for the year with that fracture? Or he might be able to come back. Let's hope he does.
I'd say, I'm not a doctor, but I'd say if he came back, knowing how injuries like that are, and from the picture he showed me of his wrist, it looks like, I think he said that they'll need to put a nail in his way, said.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Yeah, so he has a hole in his wrist right now, so.
Yeah, I talked to him before the game. You're such a good kid. I was kidding him. I said, well, you're not using it. Let's cut it off. He started smiling. He wants to be out there so bad.
0 for 2 from the free throw line.
Yeah, he wants to be out there so bad. And, I know we talked about Braxton. He's home right now. Well, I don't know how many steps you get, but.
Yeah, he was traveling to the moon there.
Yeah, and he hit Toby right in the face.
Phillips steps back. 1:40 to go. He'll be fouled.
And ball handling, that's definitely without question what the Spartans are really good at. And Toby handled the ball very, very well there.
Scoring for the Spartans has been solid as well as the ball control, like you said. So they picked up their slack definitely here in this fourth quarter as Billups doesn't make his free throw.
Yeah, the Spartans have. We got to work on these free throws, but the Spartans haven't gone as deep in their bench as they normally would. Of course, 2 guys out on the bench that's contributed a lot. Of course, Braxton a whole lot, and then Braden when he's in there, he's a pistol.
Billups on second, he sinks it. Just got word Braden Pearson will be out for the year due to his fractured wrist.
Oh, Braxton sent you that, yeah. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. Oh, that's unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness. He falls back from the three.
Yeah, they called James on that one. That's not what you want to do is.
And 1 from three-point land.
Yeah, and it's 1:25 to go. This will put a 7-point game, 3-possession game.
They could bring it within 6 here if he sinks his free throw.
That was his 21st point of the game.
Dunham shoots it, rouse around. He'll drop in for him.
He's got 22. He's got 12 this quarter, 12 this half, 10 last.
7-point deficit for the Arabians.
Yeah, again, they're not going anywhere. They're not stopping. Talked about Preston, thought they might do that a little earlier.
Side to Barron. Barron looks to get the and one opportunity. He doesn't get it to go in.
Oh,
Brown.
There we
3
go.
rebounds on the play. He gets it finally to drop in for him. 10 on the night for Brown.
Yeah, he wanted to, pad his rebounding.
Dunham forcing up the three-pointers. Phillips nearly gets picked off from behind by Dunham. Phillips looks to drive inside. He'll take it back out. Less than a minute remains. Off to Sparks. Sparks in the mid-range. Josh Williams off to Brown.
Yeah, they're just
They're looking to run down the clock.
Yeah.
So we fouled. He'll go to the charity stripe.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they want to foul now, but they did. Took off a lot of time. Very good ball handling from the Spartans. This team is just impressive. Not the 20-something point victory that we have seen the last couple of nights, but this is a good victory. Faced some adversity, faced some poor play, kept playing, kept going, didn't panic, didn't show any disruption in their attitudes. Just so a nice victory here for the Connersville Spartans. Of course, we still got 50 seconds to go. We've seen crazy things happen.
Phillips on the second attempt of this going at the free throw line.
Did he make his first one? I was talking too much.
He did.
That's his 10th point of the night.
Wide open from 3. There's Sims. He shoots. No good. Picked up by Josh Williams. Gives it to Billups. 30 seconds on the clock. There's a call on the floor.
Yeah, nice sportsmanship from Candiano. He immediately told Toby, my bad. Toby lifted him up. I love when I see good sportsmanship.
Billups. The free throw attempt, sinks it. 11 for Billups. He looks for his 12th point. 12 for 12.
Yeah.
Possibly. So he looks for his 12th.
And
he sinks it. 12 for 12.
Yeah. That sounds like a restaurant deal.
Almost like the Wendy's 4 for 4. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Candiano inside. He gets to go in for him.
Yeah.
Williams. Tricky pass there to Billups.
Yeah. Well, again, they're not done playing.
He dodges the foul from behind. Dodges it again. Dodges it yet again. Playing dodgeball here. If you can dodge a hand, you can dodge the ball.
That's right. They do it.
As the clock winds down, Spartans win by 11. What a win here as the Spartans go on a good run to open up the open up the fourth quarter. And then heading into the fourth, the run would have been snapped. They go on an even bigger run. The Spartans win 51-40. Nathan Shaw, Ron Wiley. We'll be right back after this 30-second break as we'll join you with our post-game show.
Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, gives you the very best deals in tires. Don's has all major brands available, in stock and in all price ranges. You can rely on Don's Auto Sales and Tires, in business for over 40 years. And Don's Auto Sales has a large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles in prices ranging from $1,000 to $30,000. Need new tires or a quality vehicle? Available from Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, Connorsville. The phone number is 825-7730.
5-0 is the record for the Spartans now after their 51-40 win against the Pendleton Heights Arabians. Ron, hit us the scoring.
Yeah, for the Pendleton Heights Arabians, they were led by Jamison Dunham, who led all scorers with 22. Nolan Saunders had 2. Caden Sims had 1. Luke Candiano had 7. Braden Knitz had 2. And Josiah Gustin had 5 for the Connersville Spartans. They were led by 2 players with 12 points. That would be Toby Billups and Josh Williams. Caleb Sparks had 5, played excellent on the defensive end. Carter Bodwell chipped in 1. Lucas Barron 11, and Gage Brown at 10 points for the Connersville Spartans point total, and they're 5-0 on the season.
What a run for the Spartans to open up that fourth quarter. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that was actually it was more towards the middle of the third quarter,
towards
but
the middle,
they were down 6 and went up a 14-16-0 run, something like that, and it was just, again, outstanding. The boys played calmly throughout the whole game. Things to clean up, which they will, but again, I like to see them play with some adversity. They did, and they responded beautifully.
They did respond beautifully. What a game from the Spartans. Pendleton Heights go 0-5 on the season, so records mirroring each other here, and Spartans hoping to bump up their place in the standings as they're third in 3A. And we know they got to be talking about that a little bit, or maybe even keep it under the radars. You don't want to talk about that too much and keep your heads focused on that whenever you have much bigger things to accomplish in your rankings.
It doesn't matter until the end of the year.
Doesn't. So we look at the Spartans. They go 5-0 in the season. Earlier in the game, they played at a slow pace, but able to clean it up here in this third and fourth quarter, and really outstanding game for the Spartans.
Absolutely nice victory, and the faithful go home happy.
They do go home happy. As we thank all of you for who tuned in tonight, and everyone watching from home, Braxton Myers and Marla Myers being 2 of those people for sure. Watching you live from TV3, Nathan Shaw, Ron Wiley, we thank you for joining us live. Like I said, we'll see you next week.